Well, all right, Grenada, Carriacou, Piedmont, and the rest of the world. I'd like to again officially welcome you to another Mikey Live program. And my name is Mikey Hutchinson. And of course, this is a program that we host to let you know what's taking place in Grenada, Carriacou, Piedmont, the wider Caribbean, and the world. Unlike other newscasts, it's not that serious. Of course, we give you the information in a light manner so that at least it doesn't get to you. You know what I mean? After all, after a hard day's work, yes, you want the news, but you don't want it to make you feel too uptight. Alright, so Olia, brace all yourself. We're ready to tell you some things that's happening. It's news in Olia Lili Lolo. Now, I hope you had a good weekend. I hope that you did something that you're proud of. If not, well, the fact that you have a life, that means that you have the ability to make a difference. All right. And we want to say thank you to our sponsors on the program, the sponsors who are here and who've been there from day one, and those who are taking care of the headlines. Now, before we tell you who they are, let's talk about what's in the headlines. Grenada Airport Authority, they speak about the situation with the plane that came into Grenada and so on and so on. We'll talk about that in a moment. And all funerals will be private. Half-hour service. Would you imagine that? And it's a wrap. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Very interesting development. 10 persons tested in Grenada. All are negative. All right, and we're talking about the coronavirus as well. Heavy equipment, boy. It fell on a man today at the construction site. It's crazy, man. We'll tell you more about that. A 14-year-old girl is missing, and her father wants help finding her. All right, we'll talk about that in a moment. And the Chinese government to donate medical supplies. All right, so they're going to be donating to Grenada medical supplies for the COVID-19 preparation. So that and more we'll be telling about when we return from our first break. And we want to let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Nawasa and Digicel. Now, when we return, it could be real news in Oli Lili Lulu, so brace all yourself. For those of you who have not yet done so, we want to encourage you to share the program. If you want to share the program, that's how other people get to know that we are live. So go ahead and share the business. We will be back shortly.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply, but it can come to this. Have adequate storage. Grenada is the place to be June 5th to 7th for the highly anticipated Grenada Music Festival 2020, featuring two-time Grammy Award winners Kool and the Gang, Coco T, Romaine Virgo, Marcia Griffiths, Arturo Tappan, Crossfire, Nadia Batson, Was Ways, Vaughn, and the Dancehall Emperor, Shallow Ranks. 3 nights of amazing music, great food, and pure Grenada hospitality. Grenada Music Festival 2020, June 5th to 7th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights at hotel today. This ad is sponsored by the Grenada Tourism Authority.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at Waggy T Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes. From as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grand Anse, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Right. Okay, folks, so again, we'd like to officially welcome everyone to tonight's program. And again, if you have not yet done so, we would like for you to share the program to give other people, again, other people need to see the program. So to give other people an opportunity to see the business. All right. So all he had is on March 16, His Excellency Dr. Zhao Yanshen, he's the ambassador. All right, the People's Republic of China to Grenada. He announced in St. George's that the government of the People's Republic of China has decided to donate a batch of medical supplies to Grenada, and that is for COVID-19 preparation. Now, the supplies include N95 masks, protective suits, forehead thermometers, protective medical glasses, disposable medical gloves, and disposable medical booth covers, which will be shipped to Grenada, they say, by air transport. Now, Ambassador Zhao Yanshen noted that the long-term friendship and enduring mutual support between China and Grenada was critical. And of course, they value that friendship, and so they thought it necessary for China to step in that regard. He said that China remembers the solidarity and the valuable support from the Grenadian government and the people during China's fight against the epidemic. Aside from the medical supplies, China is willing to strengthen the bilateral cooperation in the health sector and share experience to assist Grenada in the COVID-19 preparedness within its capacity. All right, so that ain't sound too bad if we get a few things, you know what I mean? Yeah, anyway, send an iPad on or sending them things for me, you know what I mean? My brick. That's not a bad idea at all. All right. Now, as we on the topic of the coronavirus, what we would like to tell you about is that the public, you're invited to join live a virtual town hall, Let's Talk COVID-19, which will be broadcast from the Grenada Trade Center in Grand Anse, and that will be on Thursday, March 19, 2020, commencing at 7 p.m. Now, the event will be facilitated by the Ministry of Health Grenada, with 5 members of the COVID-19 task force. Doctors and other health professionals will be on hand. That is to answer the public's questions and to consider suggestions and feedback, as Grenada spares no effort in preparing for the virus pandemic. Now, cognizant of the advice of the experts to practice 6 feet social distancing, the in-studio audience will comprise a representative from major stakeholder groups. These will include a youth leader, opposition member, member of the business community, trade union council, churches, non-government governmental organization, and civil society, and 10 members on a first-come registration basis. So wait the media. Who write that? Who write that? Give me my phone. Let me get my phone. So I don't see no member of the media. They all play. Don't play all. Listen, hey, why is all the storage at? Who write that? Bring them in the office in the morning. And I add in, and a member of the media. I add in that. Y'all can, you know what I mean? That's a media thing. You have to get a member of the media. Don't let me tie up with all. It's time of the night. All right. So anyway, a person who wants to be a part of the audience, you can go by facebook.com/healthgrenada. All right, if you want to be part of the in-studio audience, now the virtual town hall is another in the government's many initiatives aimed at improving the public's understanding of the virus, as well as exploring and sharing ways in which this pandemic might impact life in Grenada and what our response efforts should be to combat the contracting and spread of the COVID-19. Town Hall hosts will take questions and suggestions from a live Facebook audience and from the in-studio audience. All right, and they say to be part of the whole business, you can go on to facebook.com/healthgrenada. All right, that ain't something bad. It's a very, in fact, I think follow see I reading there. Here that piece there. Here that piece all there. The media is invited to attend and to cover this live event and to have your equipment set up by 6:30 p.m. Follow live on local TV and radio stations and shit. A little flicking out the order and all the stuff in June. Who write that? No Avex? The media is invited. A little outer order. But anyway, let me leave that up. I don't know how to write it, but I'm perturbed. But I will leave that there. It's an oversight. We're moving on. All your way, the Grenada Airport Authority had a work cut out for them because it's talk and more talk. This weekend again is more talk about airplanes landing on the Morris Bishop International Airport. This time they say it's a flight of Chinese. For you, you take your time. Me not ready for you. They say it's a lot of Chinese and so on that came into Grenada and so. So then the Airport Authority decided to respond to that. The Grenada Airport Authority, GAA, man, assures the general public that it continues to uphold all national security and health protocols as the country's preparedness for the impact of the COVID-19 moves into high gear. The GAA continue to routinely accept private aircraft once they meet the newly established criteria in this period of heightened awareness of this disease. Now hold on, it says, in this regard, the GAA wishes to clearly state that the required protocols were followed in relation to a private flight with Chinese nationals aboard on Friday, March 13, 2020. Now it goes on to say, confirming the arrival of the flight, the GAA states categorically that the flight did not originate in China, nor did the passengers on board have any recent travel history to China or any of the other countries currently experiencing a prevalence of COVID-19 cases. It goes on to say further, the GAA states that in accordance with international health regulations and guidelines, this virus has inflicted infiltrated borders globally regardless of race, and as such, monitoring and controlling the spread of the virus is prudent at this time. The GAA must get clearance, they say, from all of its stakeholders before allowing aircraft to land and take off from the Morris Bishop International Airport. This clearance, they say, does not come from the Prime Minister, as stated in recent social media posts. All airlines wishing to land at the Morris Bishop International Airport must first submit a flight plan and contact a ground handler who will then seek the necessary approvals from the GAA and the Ministry of Health and Civil Aviation. Now, the travel history of the crew and passengers are considered before making the decision to accept that aircraft into our airspace. This aircraft crew and passengers met all the requirements to land at the Morris Bishop International Airport. All the established protocols were carried out on Friday night in the facilitation of this flight. It goes on to say that the GAA and its parent ministry remains committed in this fight to control the spread of this disease at all its aerodrome sites. All right, and continues to upgrade facilities, equipment, monitoring, and surveillance methodologies in accordance with the World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health guidance and collaboration. There was a lot of talk about, the flight coming with the Chinese and the Chinese and the Chinese and the wah ching chong, and everybody had a problem, and so they are just seeking to clear the air on this matter. Well, alright, no problem. All they're gonna show us something. I hope all of get nightmare tonight. So, the next thing we have to tell all you about, very interesting development in the Tri-Island state right now. Alright, there's a joint statement from Grenada's funeral directors and religious leaders. Somebody, I need some water on the program right now. Me choke getting dry. All you hear that piece? In light of the potential public health crisis which confronts our country, and following the public address made by our Prime Minister, imploring the nation to do all in our power, individually and collectively, to forestall and minimize, where applicable, the spread of the coronavirus, representatives of 3 funeral homes in Grenada, Lacroix, Otway, and Wayne, and the religious community, including members of the Alliance of Evangelical Churches, the Conference of Churches in Grenada, the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, and the Grenada Islamic Foundation, met to determine the way forward with regards to funerals. All you, the following decisions were taken. Effective Wednesday, 18th March 2020, all funerals will be private, whether held in a church or mosque or at the graveside. Funeral services, whether held in the morning or afternoon, will not be longer than half an hour in duration, and there will be no procession. It goes on to say that the funeral directors will be responsible for determining with the families what is to happen before the body of the deceased is brought to the church. At all times during the service and interment of the body, a physical distance of no less than 6 feet is to be maintained. Now, the decision was taken as a preventative measure. However, should there be an outbreak in the country, the directives from the government of Grenada will supersede the information that we just gave you. Here's a guy that doesn't want to dead anytime soon, because when I go out, I want to go out with a bang. So I'm stating it no. Earlier, if I happen to dead anytime between now and the next month or 2, I ain't no joking. Put my body in an ice box until things go back to normal, and make sure to give me a nice enough. I don't talk. Where we going again? Next story. Yes, Papa, that corona dead. It interfering with the dead. No, we are hearing from the Child Protection Authority. Okay, and what they are saying now is that in light of the increasing public health concerns, the Child Protection Authority is kindly advising the members of the general public to call their offices rather than making a stop in person or making in-person visits. And this is going to happen until further notice. So they say the number to call in cases of emergency, you call 911. You may also call 677 or 435-0293 to reach the Child Protection Authority's office. Right? You can call 533-6990 to reach the on-duty child protection officer. All right. They say you can also send an inbox message on their Facebook page, the Child Protection Authority of Grenada. All right. So they're on Facebook, and then they say they have a WhatsApp number 533-6990. They want to apologize for any inconvenience caused, but they say that had to happen. Oh yeah, we are moving on. So according to Mr. George Mitchell, he is the coordinator of the whole COVID-19 efforts, right? Now on a program on WFM radio, listen, if all you want information about the corona and them kind of business, you have to be listening to WFM radio. I disrespect, you know, what other people were saying is WFM radio now, they understand what it is to disseminate information and kind of business, so you have to listen to WFM. So throughout the day, so you could get periodic updates and kind of business and serious matters. Anyway, so, right. So, according to Mr. George Mitchell, Dr. Mitchell, Grenada, as of today, sent in just about 10 tests, all right, samples to be tested for coronavirus to the authorities, and all tests, all 10 of them, have returned negative. So all the suspected cases that they've had, they're saying that all the tests came back negative. However, hold on, they say that they're also doing the contact tracing for this situation in St. Lucia, where this person who traveled to St. Lucia and was diagnosed with coronavirus was here for was in Grenada for 7 days. So they're doing some contact tracing there. All right, and probably they will send some more tests to be done. All right, but so far, you say 10 persons have been tested and all the results came back negative. Yeah, you understand? We are, you know, that thing don't take in us. Watch now, even freaking corona afraid us. First with dangerous. First with dangerous, corona afraid us in the dog. Everybody else get anything, not us, you know. Now we buy. Because we're different, you know. Grenadians are easy, you know. Seriously, I don't want nothing with Grenadians. They're dangerous. Anyway, let me leave that talk alone. Speaking of dangerous, boy, there was a serious situation happening today. Unfortunately, at a work site down at the south of the island, down at the Corona Bay work site, where a heavy machine, they just call it backhoe, they just call it that kind of name. Backhoe, you know, a heavy machine fell on one of the workers there. It was really, really, really a hard sight to see for the workers who were there, fighting, trying to save the life of this man. They worked and worked and worked to get the machine out of the individual. It took them some time, but they were successful. The man's name was given as Jello, as his also known name, from the St. Patrick area. He was immediately rushed to the hospital, believed to be in critical condition. We have since had an update, but information that we cannot verify at this moment, so we are just going to leave it at that. All right, and that incident was said to have happened at the Corona Bay construction site down at the south of the island. Okay, Odia, how are we looking for time? Now, the next thing that we have to tell the boy, the vendors now. The vendors, St. Andrews, St. George's, and so on, they are talking about how recent decisions by the government of Trinidad and Tobago is likely to affect their trade, because we have a lot of our vendors who go to Trinidad to purchase items like Pampers, soft drinks, and you know, that kind of thing. They do so on a weekly basis. But today, the government in Trinidad and Tobago said that they're imposing a 14-day lockdown. You understand? Prime Minister Keith Rowley. You know, he made that announcement today. He said, listen, hey, we have to get this thing under control. So far they've had, I think it's 4 confirmed cases. He has announced that Trinidad and Tobago will be locking down its borders for the next 14 days. He said that only nationals of the country will be allowed entry. He said that there will be exceptions for some foreigners to enter, such as CAFA employees and health personnel. You understand? They said that a special cabinet meeting was held this morning where the decisions were taken. Also announced this morning, schools will remain closed until the new term begins in April. Bars have been ordered closed or to close. Gatherings over more than 25 people are also banned, along with some other decisions will be taken. He said persons operating bars where people gather to drink and socialize because of our objective to deny the virus connections from person to person. We are instructing that gatherings beyond 25 be avoided at all costs except under unavoidable circumstances. You understand? He says that I've heard of some private schools who believe they are beyond these guidelines and instructions and may want to carry out their school program. I am here appealing to such persons to join in the nation's effort. He said this is not about your school and your ability to be better and do better than the rest of us. It is about not having gatherings. It doesn't matter how prominent your school is. The virus does not respect you because your school is your school. We don't want gathering because it is in those gatherings that the potential will exist for the virus to leap from one person to another and bring the whole country to a place where we could find ourselves like some other countries right now, where the level of infection is such that it overwhelms the health system, and then we know where barely grow. All right. So that's Keith Rowley speaking and saying that, listen, we cannot afford it. So not because your school is a big school and the school a name and thing means that you would disregard what we are suggesting here. All right, good. How are we looking for time, folks? Just before we go on to the next story, yes, I had to tell you about this boy. There is something coming up soon. Okay, all right. No, not that is not what I'm looking for now. Right. So, Ola, there are a lot of question marks as it relates to how do we proceed for Spice Mass. A lot of questions, but Spice Mass is a while from now. All right, we have a few months really. So we are hoping that the peak time is probably around now, so, and then things will start to die out so that it doesn't interfere with the product. That doesn't stop, despite these questions, bands from presenting their product for Spice Mass 2020. One such band is Ecstasy Mass Band, who launched their mass band for 2020. Folks, already a lot of the mass bands, you have to give it to them, a lot of these mass bands, they have really brought it. This year, they have really brought it, taking things to a whole new level, from the launches to the costumes. And if coronavirus allows, we probably would see one of the best carnivals yet in 2020. Here are some of your highlights of the band launch on Saturday. Ecstasy Mass Band.
Tell them we step and move from there. Cause when we stop now. We party for a whole month. Tell them that is we run the town. We jam, me and jam people up in the party every time. As soon as we reach ecstasy on fire, I beg you please, tear up the road when we touch down. We reach it's fire. I beg you please.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rouge Frontline.
Right now, tripping non-stop, look at Charlie. Master carpet, freeze, Aladdin. Pick the Java drink. Bash me switching, that is what we consuming. I put my cooler in a bin. Make my partner Ali and my partner Paddy body shop up in the villa. Grenada had the best man's by far. Grenada had the best man's by far.
Let's go Frontline.
Best job in the whole wide. Girl, I start to walk down. Cause only one of you will live here. Jama girl, go make this sickness with him.
Oh, they look at Zook, look at Zook.
And I'm not spitting it out. I run it up in the van, I don't get it left.
Blue and beautiful.
Tomorrow night, I don't get it left. Tap me up with the oil, I don't get it left. The doctor diagnosed with some kind of sickness. See me again, see me again, see me again. I up in the van, oh you see me again, see me again.
Afrobeats.
Again, I up in the van.
Every girl in costume, why?
Yes, so folks, that was a little bit of highlight from the Ecstasy Mass Band that launched on Saturday. There's also going to be another launch coming up this Saturday. This one will be a fully virtual launch. In other words, you will just be able to watch the live, but there will not be a live audience. You can look forward to that and other band launches on our channel, Mikey Live TV. All right. Okay, what else do we have to tell all of you? Oh boy, yes, we have an opportunity. This is an opportunity for you. Yeah, man, it's a shopping spree. The supermarket shopping spree by Axel Finance. It's back with a bang, and you are getting an opportunity to be part of the whole business. All right, guys, and last year it was off the shizzle, so I know that this year is going to be good again. All right, so you can check out the Axel Finance supermarket shopping spree, up to $3,000 in rewards. They say that they've been active in the communities, helping thousands of their customers and small businesses in Grenada. All right, you can call 4168222, or you can also WhatsApp that number as well for more information. Axel Finance, the leading regional microfinance institution. Check them out, check them out, check them out. All right, guys, don't say I didn't tell all you, all right? This is an opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, in fact. All right, how are we looking for time? With Crispin, I want all to know Crispin is a true ambassador for the program. Eh? Crispin does always share the program. It doesn't matter. As soon as Crispin come on, he shares the business. So big up Crispin, alright? We're taking a break. Coming back in a while. Don't touch your dial. We're coming.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage. Grenada is the place to be June 5th to 7th for the highly anticipated Grenada Music Festival 2020, featuring two-time Grammy Award winners Kool and the Gang, Coco T, Romaine Virgo, Marcia Griffiths, Arturo Tappan, Crossfire, Nadia Batson, Was Ways, Vaughn, and the Dancehall Emperor, Chavo Ranks. 3 nights of amazing music, great food, and pure Grenada hospitality. Grenada Music Festival 2020, June 5th to 7th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights at hotel today. This ad is sponsored by the Grenada Tourism Authority.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Granite, St. George.
Yes, and we would like to tell you about this before we move on. Remember that we told you opportunities come, but they don't last forever. And so we're inviting you to take advantage of this special early registration of up to 10% off. And it is a limited time offer. It's by the Grace Training and Certification Center. Register for upcoming courses starting September 2020. Courses include reception, marketing, management, payroll clerk, accounting clerk, business administration, human resource management, general office administration, administrative assistance, develop a new or existing business, graphic design, customs services, and customer service. You can call them at 435-3318 or 403-6197. Email gracetrainingcenter@gmail.com. You can also check out their website, that is gtcsonline.org. And that's yes, so I hope that you guys would take advantage of this special, all right, from Grace Learning Center. Again, remember, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to capitalize on this, all right? Again, give them a call. The number is 435-3318 or 403-6197. Take advantage now. It's for a limited time. All right. So, folks, what we have for you right now is the National Report.
Samples sent to CAFA for testing return negative. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Monday, March 16th, 2020, I am Rikisha St. Louis. COVID-19 response coordinator Dr. George Mitchell says the 10 samples sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency CAFA for testing for the coronavirus have returned negative. Dr. George Mitchell has been providing regular updates to the nation on the virus, sharing tips on how families can implement their preparedness plans and how the elderly and children can be protected.
Those 10 samples were sent down to CAFR, which is the regional lab that we're using in Trinidad that most islands are using. And of the samples that we've sent, all of them, and I repeat, all of them, all 10 of them came back negative. I was on the phone with the director of the lab up until about 12 o'clock on Saturday night, and I was happy to get those results, which I immediately passed on to the minister and the executive team.
Dr. Mitchell highlighted the details of the case of the St. Lucian woman who caused panic in Grenada over the weekend.
That passenger came here on the 29th of February was ill based on the follow-up that we did. Since before she came here, went to see her GP in the UK, was treated with some antibiotics, felt better to take the flight, came here, and when she got here, she sort of like started feeling a bit unwell again. She accompanied her husband, so she was not one of the players. She accompanied her husband to that game, sat by herself, as far as we know, in the pavilion. There, she was not actively demonstrating any signs and symptoms. She was not coughing, she was not sneezing, or anything where she would have been able to sort of like pass on the virus. And that happened on the 1st. She went back to the hotel after the game and did not go out after that based on the information we have. So it is interesting to note, Leslie, and that particular patient did not even pass the virus to her husband, who she lived with and who would have been in the most maybe proximal, contact with her. And they've tested the rest of passengers as well. And as far as we know and as far as we're concerned, none of them who are on the party have tested positive.
The COVID-19 coordinator says the Ministry of Health is currently doing contact tracing to find anyone who may have been in close proximity or direct contact with the individual, so they too can be tested.
Our team on the ground went to Radisson on Saturday and do as a thorough contact tracing as we can possibly do. And so persons are being followed up and are being checked to ensure that that person did not infect anybody here.
Another batch is ready to serve with the Royal Grenada Police Force. On Friday, the passing out ceremony of recruit course number 44 was held at Camp Saline. The graduating group consists of 56 officers and is recognized as the second largest group of the training school since 1994.
26 weeks ago, on the 23rd of September 2019, I had the distinct pleasure of welcoming recruit course number 44 into the walls and environs of the Police Training School to commence the revolutionary, transformative process in becoming RGPF compliant officers. Yet again, 60 successful candidates commenced that process. They were filled with intuitive apprehension, having heard the varying stories of what to expect. Unfortunately, only 56 were able to successfully navigate the labyrinth and convolution of the training syllabus.
Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Edwin Martin, urges the graduates to uphold the values of their occupation as they strive toward combating crime in Grenada.
Graduates, from this day, you will be role models to society and gatekeepers of criminal justice. Every action you take in your personal and professional life will be the subject of intense public scrutiny. There will be times throughout your career that you will be faced with situations to make critical decisions that can either generate the desired results or unintended consequences. Remember, each of those decisions, whether right or wrong, will in part become part of your legacy. You are going to be challenged, you will be tempted, and you will find yourselves in difficult situations. However, I admonish you to always do the right thing.
Feature address speaker, Solicitor General Ms. Dia Forrester, had some words of advice for the graduates.
Do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. When you do those things, you have to be conscious of your duty. You have to be conscious that the reputation that you build and the character you display will define you. Your reputation is what others think of you, and your character is who you are. Preserve and guard both faithfully throughout your professional life as an officer. Insubordination is not acceptable, but neither is victimization. Neither must feature when you serve.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break. Welcome back. The Special and Inclusive Education Draft Policy was the subject of a recent stakeholder consultation, which focused on ways in which the policy can create improved access and opportunities for students with special needs. We get more in this Annette Moore report.
Every child can succeed. Every child is valuable, and we ought to demonstrate that.
Nothing about us without us. You must include them so that they will feel part of society.
I am very happy that the ministry is taking this approach, which means that we are more aware, we're more conscious, and we're willing to give them the sort of education that they would need to help them to be independent.
The Special and Inclusive Needs Education Draft Policy is intended to create more equitable access to education for all special needs students in the Tri-Island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. While special education has achieved many milestones in the past few decades, there is still more to be done. Jenelyn St. John, a member of the Special Education Unit at the Ministry of Education, tells us more.
We look at accommodation. We looked at financing, we looked at what is expected from our general stakeholders as well as from the Ministry of Education, parental involvement, and our corporate citizens. It's just like how everybody can come together to ensure that we accommodate persons with special needs. In terms of transitioning from the school to the world of work and ensuring that persons with special needs are given some sort of, maybe not priority, but they are given consideration as it relates to finding employment. We have to concentrate on a lot of data gathering, and that is an area that we really need to do a lot of work in.
I'm extremely happy with the work that the ministry is currently doing as it relates to a policy for special education, inclusive education. We value this very much, and while the ministry at this time is undertaking to bring to completion about 9 different policies, a total of 20 for this year, but about 9 for this first quarter. I'm singling out special education, inclusive education, because of the fact that we are making a tremendous effort to ensure that every child has an equal opportunity as it relates to education in Grenada.
Several stakeholders at the draft policy consultation told us what they think the current challenges are for people with special needs, what they liked about the policy, and their expectations for its future implementation. Jared Kajo is a parent of a special needs student and the principal of the Samaritan Presbyterian School in St. Mark, which serves students with special needs.
There are so many challenges. We have access to educational services, just like the other regular students would have. But because they have special needs, there might be a challenge. So we're looking at the physical infrastructure. That is an issue. Ramps and so on, to ensure that those who have physical disability can get to classes and so on and so forth. When they have finished school, what happens when they have to go to work? They become adults. They have to access public buildings too. So all these are part of the legislation that we will see happen, and we're very happy about it.
Whatever we are doing as it relates to repairs, construction of new facilities, we want to make sure that they're more suitable for persons with challenges. And of course, the cost goes up with that, but we have to ensure that we move in that direction.
We have discussed the plans to have classes equipped with more equipment, to address the needs, like the FM system, the hearing aids, and all that.
We want to reach that place where every child can be screened, not just for hearing challenges, but speech impediments and so on. How do we detect that very early in the stage of that child, before that child even enters school? We've been partnering through the Ministry of Health with the Starkey Foundation, and you notice a number of our students with hearing issues. We have benefited significantly from that. A number of our students got free hearing aids through that program.
The human resource at the school too, training of teachers or persons to assist, or the availability or lack of availability of assistant teachers, which is critical, I think, in assisting, especially if you want these students to be assimilated into the mainstream.
We are focusing on training. So right now we've just invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in a group of teachers who are now at St. George's University doing a first degree fully funded by the government of Grenada, and that first degree in psychology has a focus in special education.
Founding member of the Grenada Down Syndrome Association and parent to a special needs child, Alison Miller, shared her thoughts on special needs and the draft policy.
I like to focus on the parents a bit. We need to do education. We need to find employment for some of them. We need to be able to allow them to move from one level to the next so they could take care of their children with special needs. We need to do a lot of public awareness and education, because a lot of people still don't understand people and children with special needs.
A representative from the Grenada Council for the Disabled also shared her views.
We have done a lot of work, all the agencies, stakeholders and so, but we have a lot more to do, where we have to make them aware as to how they should treat persons with disabilities. I love the part of the children when they finish school. They should be trained and be employed just as anybody once they're employable. And I think we have to change the mindset of the employers that these persons could be employed once they are properly trained. And we have to put the person first before the disability.
The special and inclusive education policy may take another year or more to arrive at completion and receive approval for implementation.
Once we take all the suggestions that were given from the stakeholders present, we are going to use those suggestions to further guide how we go about ensuring that we have a completed document.
I believe it will be implemented, and I am happy about the transportation issue, the idea of being able to move children from the special school into the regular school as far as their ability allows.
What I want to advocate is that we have to have this implemented as soon as possible.
It's a step in the right direction. It's a fantastic job, and I think we need to compliment them and continue working with them. It brings a sense of growth to this country, a sense of unity, and it makes us feel that things could happen, but if we work together.
So all of this is towards how do we get to that place where we can say we are satisfied that as a country, as a nation, we are adequately providing for all students so that every child has an equal chance to succeed.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
That story just ended the National Report for today, Monday, March 16th. Let's recap the top story. 10 samples sent to CAFA for testing return negative. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Yes, thank you guys very much. And yeah, see you guys next time, alright? Yeah, but that's already kind of long. Alright, let's take a look at the weather for tonight. Mostly fair with a medium chance of some isolated rain. Alright, by evening. accompanying partly cloudy spells. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be just around 24.5 degrees Celsius. The max was 30.5 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas moderate, waves up to 6 feet in open waters. There's no advisory out, and that's it. The story and the wire bend. That's it right there. Let me pick up my peeps on the program before we wrap. Angel, Kieran, Raven, Mishi, Shireen, Veron, Reroyd, Zakash. I hope I pronounced that right. Anyway, Charmaine, Simone, Noreen, Rose, Camille, Irma, Ezron, Peter. Yeah, guys, I think Peter made us stop by my work today. I couldn't give him a bounce or shake hand because that is what do you call it again? Social distancing period. But big up, Peter. Thanks for the visit. You're on your bedroom. All right. Who else is there? Sharon and Michael. Who else is Renee? Mom, Lintona, Micaiah, my little niece, Angel, and Colette, and Alisa, and John. There are more than one John, so big up to those Johns and Wendy Ann. All right, guys. Noreen as well. Don't forget to check out my brother's karaoke. All right, guys. Big up all yourself, but check out the karaoke. And go and like the page, Mikey Hutchinson Karaoke. Okay, guys, so that's it. It's a wrap. We're going to touch base again tomorrow, God's willing, right here, Mikey Live. Take care of yourselves and your family, and we'll see you again, all right? Let's do this now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we all say, Ja! No. Talk to you later.